Hey guys, fellow drummers, musicians, thanks for tuning in again. This is Mike. Today I want to talk about expansions, expanding your sample library. This is a clear drum sample software topic again. So currently there is again some sample packs, expansion packs, especially for Superior Drummer. They are on sale. And I don't know when you're watching the video, but usually Toontrack 1-2 times a year they have the sale promo deal going on where you get 40%, 50%, something like ish on their expansions for Superior Drummer. And every time in that year, I get questions from subscribers and conversations on Facebook asking which expansion should I grab? They are so expensive. Mike, what you would recommend for this or that genre? And I thought today I'd talk about an easy way to expand your sample library without breaking the bank. So we're talking about easy drummer expansions. And I will give you 3 good reasons to use them within Superior Drummer. So the first reason is because they work. This might be obvious, but I don't know if anyone really knows that you can easily use any expansion pack for Easy Drummer, which are called EasyX, and the core library of Easy Drummer, the Easy Drummer 2 core library, you can use within Superior Drummer. So you see here in the screen, this is the core library of Superior Drummer, loaded up the Premiere kit, but just like grab any of those expansion pack. Let's say the latest one, the UK Pop. You see you can use them without any hesitation, without any issues or any obstacle. The only downside here is like the optics don't change at all. So always like black drums. The reason for this is because the optics here are quite heavily, you have to heavily process them and render them, so it would be a lot of work for Toontrack to like build in all the Easy Drummer expansions as well into Superior Drummer, but it's about the sound, not about the optics. So you see every single piece of it. It's if it's 2 setup, one up, one down configuration, like in this case, or if you have like 15 toms, you will see them. So, but they do not only work. The cool thing here is that you can use the complete entire ecosystem of Superior Drummer using those Easy Drummer expansions. If it's the mixer tab, the grooves library that come along, you can use any of the internal mixing plugins from Superior Drummer for the Easy Drummer. You can use Tracker, you can use the whole software, even adjust the velocities, MIDI note assignments. So there is no limitation when it comes to using Easy Drummer expansions or Easy Drummer itself as a software and all the expansions within Superior Drummer. So you get the best of both worlds, basically. The only thing that you most of the times cannot do is because they are not recorded that way. You cannot adjust the mic bleeding, which you usually can, like adjusting like here on the floor tom, you can dial in, or any other direct microphone, you can dial in the different sounds that they capture. This is a unique feature that comes with Superior Drummer. Other than that, you can pretty much do whatever you want, what you would do with Superior Drummer or the expansion for Superior Drummer. And one thing I'd like to show you, I'll just like switch to the Toontrack website here. So those are the Easy Drummer expansions. The cool thing, and it's an easy way to expand your libraries. They are cheaper, even by default, when they are on sale, and most of my EasyX expansions I grab when the EasyX are on sale, sometimes just €29, which is something around 30 something ish US dollars. But even when they are on the regular price point, it's just about 60 euro. So it's almost the half, or it's the half of the Superior Drummer expansions. The next thing that you might want to take into consideration is that, and we'll load up this little graphic here that I did with Keynote, is that every single Superior Drummer library has a so-called younger brother, corresponding EasyX for Easy Drummer, or for the use of inside Superior Drummer. So you can see on the screen here that every single SDX has a younger brother as an EasyX. The only thing that you need to know, and some of you already might know, there are some downsides, so say, or some things that you need to keep in mind when buying an EasyX instead of the SDX. Usually Toontrack deletes or is not giving you all the instruments that they captured on that recording session. So some snares are missing, maybe some sets of toms, some cymbals, but like the overall sound that you want to achieve by buying one of those SDXs, you will get completely within the EasyXs as well. So and this is all about drum sample expansion. I think Justin Greenwald from 65 Drums, hey Justin, always making jokes of me, like they're spending like thousands of dollars just for expansions. But the thing about expansions here is that it's not about like another kick drum, another snare drum. It's really about the special character that you get when you buy a specific expansion. It's the room, it's different microphones, different outboard gear that they use, different drums. So it's not just like a drum, another kick drum that you have. So you make a screenshot out of this if you've already done this. So those are the EasyX corresponding to the SDXs among the library. The second thing is that using an EasyX within Superior Drummer is not just a single or another library they can use. You can use them, just go ahead and use them, but adding another library is just multiplying your sound options. So because even if you just buy an EasyX that contains, let's say, 2 kicks, 2 snares, 2 sets of toms, by the stack feature that Superior Drummer offers, like stacking instruments, you multiply your options. So I don't know exactly, just like switch to the Superior Drummer core library. So I don't know how many snares, it's just like 25, 26, 30 snare drums. So just like adding one EasyX with 2 snares included, you can have like 60 new options, combining every single Superior Drummer snare with the 2 snares from the EasyX. The second advantage of the stack feature is, and I know most of you guys, especially the guys that follow me and asking me questions, are not very professional when it comes to mixing. So Easy Drummer is really an option for you because the sounds are pre-processed. There are, so Toontrack doing the recording and like rendering the samples, they added some EQ, some compression on that. But of course, you can and you should still process them further, but at least you have a really decent starting point and not the complete dry sounds that you have within Superior Drummer and the Superior Drummer expansions, the SDXs. So it's again a best of both worlds. You have pre-processed, good sounding, well-recorded drum samples within the software of Superior Drummer, which is the industry standard. It's a drum DAW. And you expand your libraries, so you have tons of options and you can really dive into. And there's a third aspect of expanding, not only stacking instruments and sounds. I will show you some examples in a few. Another aspect is that and this is at least what I did, is by choosing the different EasyXs, I will switch to the screen back again, you can concentrate, and you should concentrate, maybe on expansions you wouldn't have thought of when you would initially buy them. Because the core library of Superior Drummer, you can literally cover everything from jazz to heavy metal, because like so many different sound options and samples. But look at the EasyXs as a, let's say, addition to the existing sounds, and not just only maybe by a basic core library or a new library that you just buy and use. Of course you can, but and I will give you an example. So I once bought the hip hop expansion pack, the hip hop EasyX. I don't produce any music in that genre, and I never used this expansion pack on its own. But just like the cool sounds and all the percussion instruments that this expansion pack offers, combining them with the cool sound and drums of Superior Drummer gives you tons of options, and which is really cool. So maybe it's just like, which sound do I miss from the core library from Superior Drummer? So maybe you just not pick an EasyX that's just have another DW kick or another, I don't know, Ludwig kit, but consciously using expansion packs that have sound included that you're really missing on Superior Drummer. This might be the case. Now I might give you some recommendations about this. So I might think of the Vintage Rock, which is the younger brother of the Custom Vintage library, because this is really dry. The room they recorded drums in were really small, unique samples like 1920s Lovely Black Beauty, so some instruments that you may not get within Superior Drummer. Or you pick like the hip-hop EasyX that I just showed you, or you use some like really over-the-top metal libraries to really enhance like this cracky in-your-face snare drums. So just think about all the expansion packs as an addition to really expand your sounds. And I will give you an option, just a little example here, going back to Superior Drummer, using this. Of course, I prepared something here. I used the Premiere kit here, the Ludwig snare drum, some cymbals, and I've added some instruments just using sounds from EasyX, which is in particular you hear this and I assume you're watching on good headphones, a really deep like fat 808 kick drum sound from the hip-hop EasyX. On the snare drum I've added some claps from the, I think it was the UK pop library, and the tambourine. So combining those to the snare. I've changed the main crash here from the Southern Soul 70s, one of the best sounding cymbal sets they ever recorded in my opinion. And I think even on the hi-hat, yes, I've added a little shaker, and you will see now the groove that I play, and I first will start by just muting them here. So this is just the basic groove with the core library from Superior Drummer. So it's like a tribal style going on beat. I think the MIDI pack was from the post-rock EasyX. So now I'm going back and I will bring in all the different sounds here. I've added some delay, some hardware, just like a basic processing to make it more exciting. So let's have a listen on that, how this sounds. So you see the options are nearly endless. A cool way really to expand your sounds, to experiment with this, just to edit. And even if, especially when they're on sale, as I just started the video with, when they're just 29 bucks, it's a no-brainer. Just like pull the trigger on those EasyX, you won't regret it. And the third and probably the most important aspect is why you should use Easy Drummer expansion within Superior Drummer, because they simply sound fantastic. Simple as that. So I just give you an example. I mean, I have quite a lot of them. The big drums, EasyX, like the when you want to capture like the 60s, 70s, like big Led Zeppelin sound drums. So this is just the default straight ahead setting. Let's hear the groove on those drums here. Maybe just like load a quick preset here. Let's go for the garage plate. By the way, I just see, of course, it's easier because usually those EasyX expansions just need something around 700, 600, 500, 800 megabytes of RAM, not those like 3 gigabyte RAM that Superior Drummer usually or sometimes needs. Or another one, let's say the post-rock, which I simply love, really, really big fat drums. So here's the default kit. Let's go to the, let's say one preset here, the Tama kits, the Tama Star Classic Birch Bubinga. Something different, let's say, which I love, the Funkmaster, really dry as hell, just 3 toms, one crash cymbal, one ride, one pair of head, that's it. And that's what I always say when it comes to expansions. Don't let yourself be misled by the names. Just look at the specs. Toontrack usually offers like a ton of like explanations on the website, making of videos, the engineer talking about the gear they used, which drummer, the samples, which drummer they used to sample the drums. Like you get audio examples, just like it's really, especially when you're a drum and gear nerd like I am, I'm a drummer and an engineer, like really like, and you see the fantastic world what they sometimes use. For instance, one of my favorite expansion packs that I often use when I just want to record stuff is the classic EasyX. It sounds really like almost boring and is often overseen and underestimated, but when you look at the specs, and I will look at the drums they used. I mean, Yamaha recording custom setup, one of the, if not the most recorded drum set in the world. You have a Superphonic snare drum, you have Zildjian K cymbals, here 19-inch Zildjian K Dark, Constantinople crash cymbals, again. So it hardly gets better than that. And they recorded this particular EasyX, for instance, on a Helios console. For all you nerds out there, a lot of guys say that the Helios console is probably the best sounding console in the world ever made. And the engineer who recorded that sample pack is Mr. Henderson. Mr. Henderson worked with Paul McCartney, for instance. So you see, you have a Yamaha drum set with Ludwig Superphonic, Zildjian K cymbals, recorded on the Helios console, recorded by Mr. Henderson. So you see, it hardly gets better, and the samples are pre-processed. So you don't really have to dive into really the deep EQ compression stuff of those samples. You can use them right off the box. So let's have a listen on those. Having that said, of course, I prepared something to show you drums in context, because just listening to drums maybe sometimes be boring, and it's like you need this in context. Some years ago, I think 2 years ago, I recorded a song called, I guess that's why they call it the blues, the famous one from Elton John. It's a typical straight pop tune from the 80s. And to show you how good those samples sound when you just add a little of processing, how they perfectly fit into any song. I want to show you, like, first of all, the drums on their own. I've of course added a little bit of processing here. So let me first bypass all the effects that I did here. And I will try to like bring down the volume of the song, not to get like any copyright issues. The problem here is that you will hear how sloppy I play sometimes, but I don't care. That was the video from back in the day. And now with some processing, which is really not enough, not that much, as I said, just like some basic EQ compression as always, adding some verb to the drums. So let's listen how those sounds. Let's start here.
Down
to prove you what I talked about a few minutes ago, to add like some excitement using the sounds from different Easy X's, I've added a hand clap from the UK pop Easy X, which sounds by default or by its own less like that. So I added that clap sound, that MIDI note, always to the downbeat of the song. So let's hear how this sounds down.
Things can only get better. And while I'm away.
So you see, and hope this helped you out. Really, if you want to expand your existing drum samples or your library in general, because you maybe after 1 year you get bored by the core library of Superior Drummer, which I hardly can imagine. But as I said, another library, another expansion pack is just like having more options, simple as that. And at least for me, having a new expansion pack, having a new room, new drums, it's always an inspiration for me to do maybe different kind of music, to experiment with sound, because the room, as I always mention, is pretty much like driving the sound of a certain library. So I hope this helped you out. If you have any questions about this topic, about like Easy X's, SDX's, Superior Drummer in general, just leave a comment below. Try to answer everything. Consider to subscribe. I hope this helped you out, guys. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.